Okay, this one will be a good one today. Productivity. Yes, today we're going to be talking about productivity. Over my 2.5 decades on this planet, apart from confidence, this is one of the things that I've struggled with a lot. Over the years, I've made many small efforts to try to make myself more of a productive person, and I've learned a few things. Make sure you watch this entire video because I'll be going back and forth referring to different parts of the video, and I don't want you to miss any of these life-changing tips. Today, I'm going to be sharing my top 3 tips to help you become the most productive person that you can be. So before I move on, I just want to let you know that you don't have to know exactly where you want to be in the next 1 or 2 years. I for sure don't know how the next year is going to play out for me, although I do have a little idea of where I want to be. There are ways though of finding that out for yourself. With that being said, I'm going to give a bonus tip right now to the absolute beginner that has no idea how to move forward. The best thing that has worked for me in a situation like this is journaling. I've been journaling for over 10 years now, and I can tell you that it works, at least for me. So you sit down, get out a pen and a piece of paper, and what I'd like you to do is write down how you imagine yourself looking physically, what you imagine yourself doing in the future, whether that be a job or just a hobby, and also how you imagine yourself feeling mentally. These are all things that you could look forward to for the future, and also a great starting point for setting goals, tasks, and so on. Anyways, let's get into it. Write down lists or goals. This includes goals for the day, the week, and even the month. Simply put, the most important thing to do at this stage is to get some momentum. Start doing something. It doesn't really matter what you do. There's a saying that states, it's easier to steer a moving ship than a ship that is stationary. The next question that you may be asking is, what's the something? What do I do? And that's simple. Going back to the example of imagining yourself in the future, you then try to take these points and break it down into ways that you could get close to any one or all 3 of these goals. These are looking, doing, and feeling. So for example, how you may want to look physically, you may want to lose weight or get bigger in size. So my goals for every day would look like dedicate 30 minutes a day to watching nutrition articles or watching YouTube videos on fitness and so on. You can even start as simple as taking a walk every day, and depending on what you accomplish, take it from there. As you make progress, you'll be able to be more knowledgeable and more capable to do more as time goes on. Okay, so point number 2 is to write down goals that you are guaranteed to complete. This may sound a little bit strange or crazy, but you may be surprised at how well it actually works. I started by writing down about 20 tasks that I had to do for the day or for the week, and I realized that it was way too much. For the simple reason that it's very easy to burn out halfway through your tasks and get overwhelmed and feel even more defeated than you felt before. A better way I find of doing this is to write down 4 main goals for the month. Dedicate 1 week to each of these goals. Then set your daily goals to accomplish each of these weekly tasks. One thing to remember though is to try not to go past 5 tasks for the day. There's a very good book by James Clear, and I think it's also a very popular one. It's called Atomic Habits. The book teaches basically how making small and seemingly insignificant changes in your life can massively impact your habits and goals for the future. There's a part of the book that says, wait, let me get it out. Every action requires a certain amount of energy. The more energy required, the less likely it is to occur. If a goal is to do 100 push-ups per day, that's a lot of energy. In the beginning, when you're motivated and excited, you can muster the strength to get started. But after a few days, such a massive effort feels exhausting. Meanwhile, sticking to the habit of doing 1 push-up per day requires almost no energy to get started. And the less energy a habit requires, the more likely it is to occur. So if you've realized that in the past it's extremely hard to accomplish 5 tasks that you set in the day, you should probably bring it down to 3 or even 2. That's completely fine. Remember that you may have other obligations throughout the day, for example kids, chores, work, and we have to be realistic with our goals for that particular day. Having doable goals will give you the confidence that you need to start and the push that you may need to get up and execute without having to convince yourself to get up and do the task anyway. Okay, so before we move on, here's a pro tip. Meditation helps. You don't have to be a meditation guru or anything of the sort. All you do is, as soon as you wake up, sit up, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and focus on your tasks for the day. This will help you focus your mind so you're ready and you don't get too sidetracked for everything else that may be going on throughout the day. And my third and final point will be, stay consistent by any means necessary. With the way the brain works, we thrive on immediate satisfaction. Oftentimes, we need to be motivated enough to get up and complete the task in the first place. I can promise you though, that the hardest part of the task is starting. More often than not, once you've gotten up and started the task, you will breeze through it. But the point is, you need to start. The challenge though, after we've started, is getting up the next day and doing it all over again. But I have an answer for you. Track your consistency. Some people use a calendar and just cross off every day that they've been consistent. Others use a planner. Others carry a list of things that they need to do every single day on the day and carry it around with them. It is also a great way of just holding yourself accountable, but tracking your consistency every single day will be a great source of motivation in the long run. When you look at your calendar and see that you have been consistent for 2 weeks straight, it gives you a sense of pride, and as a result, it will give you motivation to continue. On the days where you don't particularly feel like getting up, it will be the thing that pushes you to make the effort. Because that's all you could really ask from yourself. Genuine effort. Anyways guys, we've come to the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.